Hey everybody, welcome back to Epic Maker Studio. My name is John, and the week's almost over, and the ship is still sailing. Games Workshop is still afloat. Actually, they had dipped down to like 118 in the stock market. They came up 0.3. I know it's not much, but they've stabilized. So I think the culture war is over, and it's kind of how I was thinking it would happen. I know I talked differently, but there was this thought at some point in time during this whole controversy that I started going, this is just going to kind of blow over. I mean, I know I said that it's kind of a non-issue, the female custodes, and I still think it's a non-issue. I mean, Games Workshop poorly treated. I don't think there's any problem with the Adeptus Custodian being a female if they would have handled it properly. I've said that enough. A lot of other people have said it. So I'm not going to beat that dead horse. But it looks like the culture war is over, and I'm kind of here for it. I didn't think it was going to gain any steam. I think there's still a lot of people kind of getting caught up with with everything that's going on, this big debacle that has happened. I think this is like the largest thing that's happened since Cursed City, or God, I want to say early 2000s. Didn't PETA go after Games Workshop for Space Wolves and their like fur cloaks and stuff like that? I feel like that was a thing. It's been a hot minute since I even thought about that, really. But and I don't even know if I don't even know if this is really an issue with the gamers itself, because even when this spiked, there were still people coming in and playing Games Workshop at the local store. Sure, they were talking about it, but it was still going on. Big GTs and stuff were going on. Even local tournaments, even a week or so after that, all these events are still going on. People are still playing it. So who's really who's really fighting this? Of course, there's some gamers and some lore gatekeepers and stuff in there, but I really think it's like the culture warriors on both sides of the fence. I'm going to just use kind of a political terminology here. You have the left and the right, okay? The progressive side and the conservative side. So we got our purists and we got our woke people over here. And so I think it is the culture war people that are being offended for us, the gamers and a hobbyist. Now, yes, there are gamers and hobbyists that are upset. There are gamers and hobbyists involved with Warhammer game and modeling and everything like that are on both sides of it. But I really think the outspoken people are these culture warriors, for lack of a better term. These social media lingerers are like the loudest vocal minority or majority. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle. I'm not sure how to really describe them yet. I mean, I'm going off of what I've been reading and what I've been seeing. Now I think it's basically just like a proxy war. They're offended for, there's a group that's offended. We're going to call them the right side, not right wingers or not left wingers, not communists, not Nazis or anything like that. But we have the people on the right that are going, you know what? I'm offended for you. There shouldn't be any female custodes. That is against your lore, your game. I'm going to fight for you, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to outrage on Twitter and Rumble and YouTube, and I'm going to go and voice my opinion and start rumors about Henry Cavill quitting 40K and Amazon, all that kind of stuff. Then you have on the left side, I know I'm pointing to my right, left, but on the screen, I think I'm pointing to my left. At any rate, the left side are going, yeah, take that, and what do they call it, incels? Are we incels if we don't like it when women are put into positions of power or something like that? Whatever the new thing is to call people that don't like their spaces being, or that get upset with stuff invading their spaces. So the left side are all up in arms for progress, not even knowing anything about the hobby. And that same goes with the culture warriors on the right side. I think there's a big group that hang out on social media and YouTube. I guess that's kind of social media: Twitch, YouTube, X, Instagram, and they're really the big inciters. It's like it took a little small flame, Games Workshop opening their mouth and making that. Well, there's always been female custodes in the 10,000. That was a bad move. Totally. I think everybody can agree with that. You have to be kind of a numbskull not to agree that was a bad move. But I already lost where I'm going. Anyways, you have these two sides that looked for that little flame, that little spark. And once that was lit, they're like, oh, new controversy. Just like that old meme. Some guy's like, hey, internet. And basically have all these heads looking over, and he's like, religion. And they all freak out. It's a pretty funny little cartoon. But so that's basically what happened. And these culture warriors just like, roar, just clapped in the middle. And of course, the gamers that are in the middle, the ones that actually know about the lore, that actually play the game, do the hobby, they just like, oh, look, my army is here. Oh, my army's here. Let's get them, until we get to the middle and we're like, all right, I'm over this. Do you guys want a game this weekend? Yeah. Let's, I need tournament prep for the upcoming Alamo GT. The Lone Star Open's coming up, and of course Warzone Houston and War Games Con. So it's like I got to get practice games in. Or I don't know if people do this anymore. Like when you're a little kid, it's like, I don't know, 10, 11, you go and stay the night at your friend's house. Like, hey, I'm going over to stay at Timmy's house. We're gonna play Warhammer, and they break out like cans of peaches and Campbell's soups and Cocoa Pebble boxes, and that's your terrain with your handful of broken or half put together or really horribly put together miniatures, and you're learning to play the game on your kitchen tabletop, and mom makes pizza rolls or something, I don't know, Hot Pockets, and that's your Friday night or Saturday night. So the gamers are already back into it. I think the boycott is over, or it's lost enough steam that it's went a whole lot of nowhere. Games Workshop didn't handle it properly, but they did what they operated in a way that works for them. They called up basically their death watch and went in and purged all social media and stamped out those fires and just went dead quiet. Like they exterminated it, and nobody's talking about it. It's like, what planet, what controversy, what's happening over there? And that's it. They cut off the dragon's head, however you want to look at it, and there's nothing left. And now we are faced with this dwindling outrage. And like most gamers and hobbyists, they just moved on. Like, okay, this is it. We're just going to keep playing because I'm not going to give up my hobby. Yes, there are people out there that have, but I think once again, they're the minority, and which there's nothing wrong. If you wanted to quit this, cool, understandable, totally 100% can support you on that. But as I look across a lot of the major forums like Bolter and Chainsword, like Daka, man, I haven't been to Daka in years, and I started scrolling through this, and I remember this used to be like the hot ticket, this and Bolter and Chainsword for all gaming news and rumors back in the day. But as I'm looking through all the top posts and threads, I mean, it's the people, the community's already moved on. God, I hate this. I hate that I clicked on Bell of Lost Souls. So, but I'm here. So we're going to look at it. I mean, looking at their top stories, they've already moved on after their little, I think I've got it up here. Yeah, the first thing we had up here, only bigots hate female custodes and the emperor is gender queer. Of course, Bell of Lost Souls does that. That just seems to be their shtick. I feel like they are the far left of the controversy, where people like Spiky Bits, I feel like Spiky Bits and that little team, the Long War, really kind of settle somewhere in the middle. And they might be trying to be Sweden, and people are like, you need to take a side. You don't need to take a side, by the way. And they might be upset that they didn't take a side, but I guess my ad block is stopping all the ads. Good job, Adblock. I can't see the little thumbnails. I guess Adblock is really working overtime here. But I mean, I really don't see anything for Custodes in most of their top articles here. So that's at least on page one. That's a couple dozen or maybe a dozen articles. I go over to like the top R Warhammer and this I didn't see this earlier. Hold on a second. Let's see this Custode. That's kind of a snazzy paint job. I like how did he do those checkers? They look perfect. Like, did he use a decal and just kind of, oh man, that's badass. Sorry, we gotta see this guy. I'm sorry, we're taking a second to look at this. Oh, I like that. Okay, checkers on the front and then like the chevrons on the backside. Nice, nicely done, mysterious person. R Calvum or U Calvum. Anyway, so you look at through the R Warhammer, and there's plenty of Reddit threads out there that you guys can flip through. But I looked at some of the top ones, like 40K lore. They're more concerned about which Space Marine chapter would you not want to be rescued by? Probably the Flesh Terrors or the Blood Drinkers. I'm thinking, or the Grey Knights, because you're pretty much dead either way. But let me know what you guys think is like the one chapter, and it could be Chaos Space Marines, of course. But I mean, if it's a Loyals chapter, which one would you not want to rescue you? Anyways, I mean, why would you want to be in the 40K universe? Anyways, it's horrible. But as we flip through this, hello, that's kind of thick. I'm not seeing really anything, even over on what is this? Oh, female custodes. 17 days ago, female custodes 9 months ago. Wow, they were talking about it 9 months ago. That's crazy. 17 days ago. Our custodes, I'm not seeing anything. It's a non-issue is what I'm getting to. So is the culture war over? I would say largely, and GW stoically pulled through using their tried and true tactic of once that fire starts, don't talk about the fire. This is fine. That's what's going on here. I think that their stock is going to pull through. Do I sell their stock? Yeah, I think their stock's going to pull through. I mean, we are on the 30th now. The last report we had was 118.30, and it's doing fine. I mean, we'll see an update on Monday. The biggest thing will be to see at the end of May, probably at really closer to the end of June. Well, at the end of May, we'll see the market price and everything, but we'll get, I think sometime late June, early July, we'll get their half year report, or the second half of their yearly report. We'll see how things turned out. Of course, Games Workshop's going to put a positive spin on it, because that's what you do as a company. You don't want to put a negative spin on things, but I think they're going to be fine. In my opinion, I would not have the Warhammer app. I wouldn't. I would just go. I'd spend 12 cents now for a copy if you go to like Kinko's or whatever. I would print out any FAQs. Buy the rule books from your local game store. Stop buying from Games Workshop directly, unless that's your only way of doing things. If you want to still stick it to them, but you want to stick with your favorite game, go to your friendly local game store. All right. You can support them, still support your hobby without giving money directly to Games Workshop. I know it's still kind of the same thing, but it's not. Games Workshop still loses money by giving to the game stores instead of going to them directly. So if you want it, stick it to them. Stop using the Warhammer app. It's generally crap anyways. And I mean, I don't even want to talk about Warhammer Plus, but stop using it. Stop ordering directly from them, unless it's like something that you can only get on the web store. I totally get it, but stop using them. Stop going to the Warhammer stores unless that's really your jam, and go to your friendly local game store. Support them. That's a good way to stick it to them, or just quit the hobby altogether. There's plenty of games out there that can be your forever game. One Page Rules is gaining a lot of steam. There had been rumors that Frontline Gaming would switch over to them, which I think it's kind of silly. I don't see Frontline Gaming, where Games Workshop has got their fingers in everything, like deep into the pockets, like they're groping, like checking for testicular cancer. That's how, or checking for colon cancer. That's how deep their hands are in Frontline Gaming. So I don't see them giving up one-page rules. So I really, or going towards one-page rules as their primary go-to. So I wouldn't believe any of that if I were you. But that's my opinion. But if you want to stick it to them, stop buying directly. Support your local game stores. Hurt their pocketbooks that way. But it's over. Let me know what you guys think. I really want to hear from the crowd looking at what I'm presenting to you here. And yes, there's plenty of other websites you can go to, and there's plenty of, I mean, even the past 2 or 3 days, tons more videos have shown up talking about the controversy or talking about Henry Cavill's rage quitting. Warhammer 40,000, Amazon still not providing a shred of evidence except a Games Workshop employee said this. Well, unless Richard Roundtree comes out and says it, or Henry Cavill himself, then they're just blowing smoke. Anyways, I really want to hear what you guys think. Is it dead? Is the controversy dead in the water? People have moved on. Well, they've moved on from day one, but where are you in this? What do you think? Is it lost steam? Is it out of power? Put it down in the comments below. Please hit the subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up. If you got to give it a thumbs down, at least leave a comment why you want to give it a thumbs down. That way I can at least try to adjust in the future. Anyways, you guys have yourself a wonderful day. I'll chat to you later.